Now, one of the things that our viewers may be experiencing is, I think certainly many of my peers are feeling the same way, especially for young professionals in the modern working world, is that, like, how can I find my purpose in life? My life is very aimless. I'm not living a life with direction. So how can I find that purpose in life to get that job of energy?
Sure.
Yeah, to spur me on to greater heights.
What I recommend here is the very exercise I myself use to find my purpose, and it's actually a very simple journaling exercise. So what you want to do is take a piece of paper and pen, or you can open a word processor in your computer, and then just type out the question, what is my purpose in life? Then for the next 5, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour, however long you want to take, just write what comes to mind. Just keep writing and writing and writing and writing. Okay, be it 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, up until the point where you reach this answer that actually hits such a strong emotional resonance with you that you start crying.
You start crying?
Yes. And that's when you know that you have hit jackpot, that this is truly what you want to do for the rest of your life. Okay, so sometimes it's possible that people don't reach that end state in the first sitting. That's fine, because a lot of times in our day-to-day lives, we get inundated with a lot of external conditioning, people telling us what we should do, the media saying what we should do. So you find that for the first maybe 30, 50, 80 batch of answers, right, it's very imposed purposes like, oh, earn money, buy a car, get a big house, be pretty, be handsome, get a boyfriend, get a girlfriend. And then as you keep writing, you start that you become more and more higher level answers. And you can even do this across different settings if you feel lethargic or tired after writing maybe 30, 40 answers. And there'll be a point when you really reach that answer that really hits you so strong that you feel such a strong resonance and tears start to flow.
Wow, that was a big answer.
Yeah.
What you're saying is, if I have multiple sittings where I can't get the answer, I should keep on doing it until tears flow out my face.
I would say that when it comes to the journey of finding one's purpose, there are really 2 components to it. One is the inner self, the internal reflection, and the second will be the external, taking action to get feedback on what you actually want to do. And the exercise I just talked about is that internal exercise. So it's possible some people might not really get the answers even after multiple sittings, and that might be because they don't have the full body of experience to reflect on. Then what I recommend for these people is to identify, okay, what are your interests? Okay, what are your passions that you have not really been working on, and you've kind of been doing other things, you've kind of been putting them on the back burner. Now just start taking action on them. Or whatever your goals are, start working on them, going full force, full out to achieve them. And you find that as you start pursuing some of these interests or passions, some of them will fizzle out. Then that's fine. Then drop them. Then identify what are your other goals, other interests that you want to work on. Then for some interests, maybe they will start becoming bigger and bigger interests. Then you want to, that's like a hot spot, that's like a sign. Okay, you can start spending more time, more energy on them. And as you do that, you start getting more and a bigger and bigger and better idea on what exactly that you love to do, what exactly might be something you feel is purposeful that you want to work towards. So combining this internal reflection and the external action will help to bring you to what you feel is your best purpose in life.
So one of the advice that I've often heard people give me is that they what they'll do is they tell you to go out there and just do anything and just experience as many new things as possible. And if you find something that you like, then you'll hit jackpot. Now, what do you think of this sort of advice?
I definitely agree about just really going out there and doing what you want to do. The point before I discovered my purpose when I was in university, I wasn't just going about my day-to-day life and then just doing nothing. If that was the case, I probably would not be able to find my purpose at that point when I was 21. What I was doing before that, I was going full out in all my goals. When I was 14, 15, I was already setting websites, earning money with them when I was in secondary school. After school, I'll go home, work on my websites. I have 4 to 5 websites at that time. One website will be on setting wallpapers, another website will be skins and so on. And that was my interest at that time. Then I entered JC and I realized, that really isn't something I want to work on. I kind of moved on from there and I worked on something else. I thought about what are my skills from when I was 14, 15. I realized that I had certain skills in graphic designing. Then I started a graphic design business, which I then worked on for a few years leading into university. Then in university, I was really looking at what other experience that I can gain. I went for internship with a coveted MNC. I joined several CCAs to kind of pick up leadership skills and to explore different interests. I was also a tutor. I was doing private tuition to multiple students. All this experience helped me to know, okay, what is it that I like to do? What is it that I don't like to do? Even if the topic itself, like maybe tuition, you can also cultivate other skills through it. Transferable skills, soft skills, working with people, teaching, empowering others. And through this pursuing and learning of the hard skills and soft skills, it helps you to get closer and closer towards what you feel you want to do.
So what you are probably saying is, life starts at the end of your comfort zone.
Right. And yeah, at the end, and even beyond that, when you really just cross that chasm and start exploring things that you have never done before, that's when you really start truly living life.
Some young professionals out there, they may have low confidence or low self-esteem issues. So how can one, or what would you do to increase your confidence or just make yourself a more confident person?
A lot of my clients and my readers actually deal with low self-confidence and low self-esteem issues. And what I always say to them is that all of us actually have the ability to achieve a 10 upon 10 self-esteem or self-confidence consistently without any wavering. And the only reason why our self-esteem or self-confidence would even waver is because we attach our confidence or self-worth with external things. Say, how much salary do I earn? What job am I having? What status am I having in that job? Do I have a boyfriend or girlfriend? How do I look? What is my weight? We oftentimes attach our worth to those external things, and that's why when those external things waver, our self-confidence waver. Now the key is to understand that link that you're having with those external variables and to break that chain. That chain was probably formed when we are a child or adolescents, because a lot of our childhood beliefs are often kind of formed between the ages of when we were born to 7. And these are very deeply set beliefs. It's important to revisit those beliefs, kind of question them. At the point when the belief was formed, say when you were 5 years old and then your mom scolded you and then say like you're such a lousy kid, you never grow up to be a good person. Then really at that point you kind of sealed that belief in your mind, and then you keep thinking, oh, I'm lousy, I'll never be a good person. And then that affected your self-worth, that affected your performance during interviews and the jobs that you can get, that affected whether you can thrive in relationships with other people, how you are in social settings. So revisiting those beliefs that were formed when you were a child or adolescent, and then questioning them, challenging them, replacing them with empowering beliefs, I would say would be the key to achieving that consistent 10 upon 10 self-esteem in life.
Yes, I do agree, because a lot of the negativity that we have about ourselves stems from maybe some negative assumptions that we have, like
Exactly.
I can never do this better, or it's just never going to be me. So what you're saying is we have to replace these negative assumptions
Exactly.
and reinforce them with positive assumptions.
Exactly. And before that, understanding how they even came about. Okay, because it's like a weed with roots. Okay, you can use the scissors to cut off the weed. You can use the lawnmower to remove the weed, but there's a root underneath. You want to understand what is the root, like how did that weed, or the belief, that this empowering belief come about. Understand what it is, and when you truly understand it and then break it, then it will be gone for good.
So about positive self-reinforcement, because some experts advocate staring in front of the mirror and telling yourself, no, I'm confident. But what would you do?
Okay, so like I said, I would really, if that person's belief is, I'm not confident, or I'm so ugly, I can never do anything great in life, is to understand how that came about. I would say positive affirmations, like standing in front of the mirror and saying, I can do it, they work in a certain way. They work in that they really energize you and they really help you to connect with that part of you that feels confident. But oftentimes the effect is momentary. Okay, it only lasts for that few seconds, minutes, or hours, or days after that, and then after that you go right back to where you started from. But when you really question, like, how did that belief even came about? Because naturally, as ourselves, we are full inspired individuals, 100%. Okay, we have a never-ending fountain of energy that's flowing in us. The only reason why we don't feel inspired is because it's blocked by certain wrong beliefs or certain blockages we're feeling or fears. Understanding what these blockages are, then breaking them would be the key to living the life that you want to live, to be 100% inspired all the time.
And so this same advice also applies to people who want to get motivated but in a slump.
Definitely.
So find the reason for your slump.
Definitely. Procrastination, slump, lack of motivation, they all come from the same root cause because of certain erroneous beliefs, that limiting beliefs we have about ourselves. Find the reason behind that and then break them, then replace them with the empowering beliefs.